What are the rules of travel to Cuba these days? Limitations and restrictions may make planning a trip there difficult, but coming up, we'll share how traveling to this island nation can be a breeze.
Well, thanks, Melissa. It's Travel Tuesday, and recent restrictions on Americans going to Cuba have made it confusing for some who want to know if they can or cannot go on vacation there. So I met up with an expert on Cuba travel to find out what the current guidelines are. His name is Cohen of CHACO Travel. He takes American tour groups to Cuba several times a year, and here's what he had to say.
The Trump administration guidelines were not as drastic of a change as many people thought they were. It had a lot more to do with perception than actual policy changes. You can still travel to Cuba under people-to-people travel. You can join the people-to-people trips just because you're curious about Cuba and because you would like to learn more about the Cuban people, learn more about its history, and learn more about, again, the music and the arts and everything they have to offer there. We invite people to have lunches inside locals' homes, and that way they are able to try a very typical Cuban meal, to enjoy the company of the Cuban family, which is usually cooked and served by the host family. It's among the safest countries in the world to travel to. Definitely the safest country in the region, and in fact, Cuba did win an International Tourism Fair award that was handed out in Madrid earlier this year as the safest country to travel to. I don't think you can put a price on safety. You cannot access money in Cuba, so you need to bring more money than you think you will probably spend. And you bring that in dollars, and then you change it at one of the banks or the change stations there. There is internet in Cuba. It is extremely slow and complicated and painful for us as Americans. You do need to buy a special scratch card and then to go to public places to use the internet there. Our advice to all of our travelers is that they try and cut off for the week. Cuba's a different world in a good way. So I think all of Americans are missing out on experiencing and learning about a society, a culture that we have not been able to be exposed to for 60 years. I think with Washingtonians, one of the beauties that you have here is that it's very easy to get to Havana. From Washington, you can get there, within a few hours. And have a nice vacation and return, and hopefully by the end of which you will have absorbed a tremendous amount of educational, cultural information.